Hey guys, and welcome back on my channel. Today we're going to be starting a new rebuild challenge. In my series I usually use Excel to make signings and to decide which player gets to play where, and this series isn't going to be anything different. However, we do have a different challenge for this series. Because in this series I have set myself the challenge to not buy any players who are over the age of 24. With that out of the way, let me share with you the story of Jake Jacobson, the manager that we're going to be playing. Jake is an ex-pro, always been a Bradford City fan, but never really was able to play for them. Now he's retired and Bradford was looking for a manager and they decided to take him on board. The main goal for Jake is to bring Bradford back to their former glory. They have won one FA Cup in their history and that is the goal for this series. We're not gonna stop before Bradford City has won the FA Cup once again. Let's take a look how Bradford City is looking. So as you can see, 2-star reputation club. We are predicted to finish in 5th in the Skybet League 2. We have an insanely big stadium built in 1886, so one of the oldest ones in all of the leagues. Finance wise, okay. Not a lot of money to spend, and of course our biggest rivals are Leeds. As for past titles, you can see here that Bradford City has already won the FA Cup once, and we are going to be aiming to do it again. This is the tactic that our coaching staff recommends to us, and as you can see, we have some loans, we have some players loaned out as well, and they want us to play with 5 in the back. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that. Then as for the plans, the club vision, we need to be competitive in the FA Cup. They want to record a top half finish and eventually also promote to the League 1. That would be a very nice goal, and they expect us in the 27-28 season to be an established League 1 team, but of course we are aiming to go even higher than that. As for the supporters culture, they want us to reach the League 2 playoffs, which I think should be feasible in the first season, but we're just going to have to see if it's possible at all. Let's take a look at the players that are currently in Bradford City. So as you can see, when we filter on ability, we do have a very good mix. All players are very close to each other when it comes to their current ability. And as you can see, a very promising striker as well here, Callum Kavanagh, which looks very impressive indeed. Then Jake Young, one of our best players, also a striker. He looks okay, as you can see, he's not the best, but I think there's some more gems in here as well. We did also loan some players in, and for example, Alex Patterson really isn't bad for a League 2 level. So looking very good, almost only English or United Kingdom players. One Kenyan player, one player from the USA, so it looks very good. Of course also some youngsters in here which don't really look a lot promising, and the only players that look like very promising are these 3, with one of them not even being a player from us. But I already showed you Callum Kavanagh. Let's also take a look at Lewis Richards, and as you can see, very good player on the left back. If we give him some playing time, he could improve already a lot. Of course, he's not going to be a world beater, but he's going to be good enough for definitely League 2, League 1, and maybe even possibly the Championship. Well, we've got a lot of good players here, but let's take a look what kind of tactic we want to use with all of these players. Hey, 93.5% of you are not subscribed to my channel yet. Please do consider subscribing, as it really helps me out a ton and it keeps me motivated to make more awesome content. With that out of the way, let's move on to the video. On the website I usually use, I have found a couple of tactics which I thought would be interesting to try in this save. If you have no interest in creating your own tactics and just want to use the tactics that are good, go ahead and click the link in the description. It will lead you to a video where I show you how you can find the best tactics and how also you can import them into your Football Manager save. So on that website I have found 3 tactics. One of them is a 4-2-1-3 with a lot of attacking power. Not sure if I'm going to be using this one. Second one is one I always use and which I really like, a 4-2-3-1. I'm probably not going to use this one either, because I found one which isn't going to be very good, but I do like it. It's a 3-3-2-2 well, basically a 5-1-2-2. Very much emphasis on defending and not really on attacking. So I hope we'll get a very solid defense going, and just hope that our attackers are able to score enough so we can promote into League 1 this season. So this is going to be the primary tactic, and the 4-2-3-1 is going to be the backup in case it's really not working out. Like I said before, we are playing this career mode based on data. So what does that mean? Now that we've selected our tactic, I'm going to take all the attributes and the numbers of the players, and I'm going to put them into the Excel, and the Excel will calculate for me which player is the best in each position. Based on that information, we can decide which players we want to keep, which players we want to move on, and which players we want to bring into our team. Anyway, first things first, let's load in this data into the Excel and decide which players are going to play in which position. When we put the data into the Excel sheet, you'll get something like this. And right here, you see the players, their ages, and more information about them, and also how good they are on a scale from 1 to 20 in each role. If there are 20, it means that all the attributes they need for that role, there are 20 in Football Manager, and if they're a 1, then all the attributes they need for that position are a 1. If you also want to start playing Football Manager based on data like this, and always make signings where players have a better rating than the players you currently already have, go ahead and click the link in the description, and it will lead you to another video where I explain how you can start playing Football Manager based on data. So let me quickly show you how this works. We have now sorted on sweeper, keeper, defend, and a couple of players have come up. So as you can see, with a 10.3, Sam Walker is the best, so we're going to be filling him as the goalkeeper, and Heath Richardson is going to be our backup goalkeeper. Then why is Alex Pedersen so good in goalkeeping? Probably because the stats that are needed, such as physical stats, Alex Pedersen does have those, so maybe he's very tall, or maybe he does have very high jumping reach. Anyway, what I'll be doing now is I'll be filling in the whole team, seeing who will be our starting players, who will be our reserves, who can leave the club, and also which youngsters still need to be trained a lot more. I will be back to you in a blip. And after everything is filled in, this is what it looks like. So as you can see, all the roles are in here, which is very good to see. Then also I have selected all the players who are out on loan, because we can't use them, and also the ones that we want to sell on. As you can see, a 34-year-old, a 37-year-old, and a 23-year-old. And why do I want to move them on? Because they just aren't good enough. As you can see, I could use Kevin McDonald here as a backup defensive midfielder, but I've still got Richie Smallwood, who is only 32 years old, and he's a lot better. So this is how it looks like in the Excel sheet, and let me now quickly show you how it looks like in FM. This is what it looks like in Football Manager 24. As you can see, all the players that I've just selected in the Excel sheet on their positions have now gotten the positions. I have also put in everyone on the development that I want them to play, because as you can see, Alex Gilead isn't really able to play left back, but his stats do say that he could play left wing back. So that would be very nice if we just retrain him to play on that position, and if he becomes capable, he'll perform very good for us in that position. Bradford City have been demoted to League 2 in 2018-2019, and last season they finished in 6th. If we go ahead and we check the League 2 again now, you will see that we are expected to come in 9th, but of course we're going to try to do a lot better. For that we might be able, and we might need to bring in some more players. However, we don't really have a lot of transfer budget, so we're going to need to bring in some free transfers or pay some very low fees. Because we set the challenge to ourselves to not buy any players over the age of 24, there aren't going to be a lot of options for us to get into this first season, but we are going to try nonetheless to make our team a little bit better. Next to the Skybet League 2, we are also in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, the Carabao Cup, and the English FA Cup. In the Carabao Cup, we have to play Notts County, who are also in the League 2, so could be very much possible that we beat them and go through. Anyway, what I'll be doing now is I'll be simming a little bit more forward. I'll be making some signings, and in the next episode I'll be showing you what kind of signings we made and with what team we are going into our first season of the Skybet League 2. We currently have one challenge for ourselves, and that is not to buy any players under the age of 24. But do you have any other ideas of challenges that we can do? Please leave them in the comments down below, and I will have a look at them if it is possible or not. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I also hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below. And I hope to see you in the next episode where we're taking Bradford City back to their former glory based on data.